So the Cloud App Security, what it is, that's a CASB solution by Microsoft. In general, it's all the CASBs are security enforcement point that basically is placed between your users and cloud services, whether it's your cloud services from your organization or it's a third-party cloud service that your organization is used. You can link those ones together, and you can have the visibility over what your users doing in the cloud. It is cloud-based, and it has native integration with Office 365 applications. What it does, you can discover shadow IT. So if you're not familiar with the term, that basically refers to the IT systems that are not introduced by your IT department. For example, users starting using Dropbox for storing company files in their personal files. That imposes a risk because they may lose that, or someone else may have access to those ones. It can protect against cyber threats. So if a suspicious activity or anomaly is identified, it detects and stops it from happening. And obviously protects your sensitive data regardless if it's on-prem or on the cloud. So let me show you some of that in action as well. So we have the main dashboard here of the cloud. Let me just go to the main dashboard. So as I said, it's going to identify cloud apps and services used by your organization users and assesses that risk. Okay, so if we look at this dashboard, we can see all the applications that the system has identified. For example, here we can see these are all the Office 365 applications, but also like the users are using Dropbox, we can see how much data has been transferred, and we can go to whatever detail we want and visibility we can get. And you can see from which location they have been accessed. We can see that even visually on a map. So, for example, if you see someone from Nigeria accessing your environment and you have sensitive information, you have no user or employee in that location, but from one view, you can pick that up, and even before you pick that up, the policies that you define here in the policy section is going to block that anyway. But you will have that visibility. That's something often organizations don't have. They have firewalls and systems which reports all the accesses. But if they have something in the cloud, for example, often these days, everyone has their email in the cloud, almost everyone. But there are a lot, but they don't have any visibility who is accessing their emails, from what location, like how many times, how much data they're transferring. So this is going to provide you all that. And going further down in the alert section, this is where the anomalies and the suspicious activities are picked up and presented to you. For example, here we can see that we have a risky sign-in. This user which has been signed in is actually a legitimate user, but what the system is telling us, security CIE performed a risky sign-in. This sign-in has not been observed in the past. This is either from a new location or the type of sign-in has not been detected. So these ones, we can very easily come in the policy section, say, okay, if you see a risky sign-in, then enforce the users to do multi-factor authentication, because maybe if someone every time accessing from home IP address and we know what it is, that's fine. But if all of a sudden they are accessing from a very unknown location, enforce them to do multi-factor so we know who they are. And going back to the alerts again, we have here a mass delete initiated by one user. So this is a specific user, and it has done 46 delete, which this was not observed in the past from this user. So maybe this user is leaving the company and they just want to delete all the files that they have prepared, or they have taken a copy of that with themselves. So these are, just keep in mind, these are alerts, but in the policy section, we can go and create a policy and predict exactly what, when you see tell the system, when you see this behavior, take this course of action. And for example, if risky IP is detected, run this. And so Defender endpoint, the MCAS and Defender endpoint were the two things I wanted to show you today. I really recommend you to have these tools, minimum these tools for your environment if you are considering remote work. This gives you the visibility and control over endpoints, even if they are working remotely from home.